Before we jump into the review, the Pula PA02 is provided by Mr. Harmoko. Thank you for sending the unit in for review. This review is 100% my own opinion of the PA02, which I will be referring as the 02 from now on, and not to be confused with the 02 from 7Hz. The unboxing experience was rather simplistic, as you just slide out the packaging and opening the lid to reveal the unit and a rather nice carrying case. I really like the zipper they use on the carrying case. The color combination is also very spot on. Moving on, opening the case reveals a bunch of ear tips, 3 types to be exact. 3 sizes of narrow nozzle ear tips, 3 sizes of wide nozzle ear tips, and 3 types or sizes of foam ear tips. Perhaps they are not as fancy as the DaVinci's ear tip selection, but for me, including a bunch of ear tips helps a lot to give options for the user. Moving on to the cables. The cable is quite thin, but I really like the feel of them as they are easy to wrap. The hardware they use is also pretty good, as they have ridges that gives an extra grip on polish finish they have. You can also choose which jack you want for the Pula: 2.5mm balance, 3.5mm single-ended, and the one I have here is the 4.4 balance. The design is quite interesting, as the faceplate has that psychedelic look to them. About the shape of the 02 is going with the semi-custom ergonomics. I think this ergonomics works really well for me, as they are quite comfortable in my ears for a long period of time. Honestly, I may slightly dislike the faceplate design, but for most people, I think the looks doesn't matter too much. What matters the most is, for me, the Pula sounds rather huge-shaped, giving a fun listening experience with slightly natural sounding vocals, engaging mid-bass and treble. Let's talk about it. When I first tried them, I went straight looking for the bass texture, as I really like the DaVinci's bass texture. I found a little bit of them with the Pula, perhaps not as much as on the DaVinci, but I think it is quite enough to satisfy my new craving for bass textures. The bass performance of the Pula is pretty good, offering a quite clean and fun bassy sound, perfect for those who are looking for a flexible set to listen to. The mids are forward, while sounding pretty natural. Perhaps the vocals aren't as intimate, but I like this way more, as it gives a slight feel of spaciousness between you and the vocalist. Both male and female vocals have that weight to them, giving a rather thick notes presentation. The female vocals do have that sparkly feeling, giving a sense of livelier vocals. Continuing to the treble, has that bite to them, perhaps texturing to them. I personally like them, but if you are coming from a darker and warmer IEM, you might find them rather bright at first. However, they are definitely not enough to be fatiguing or annoying. I also like that it gives even sparklier vocals compared to the DaVinci. Speaking about the DaVinci, still lucky enough to get my hands on the DaVinci before the PA02, so my memory on the DaVinci is still fresh. But I digress. Compared to the DaVinci in terms of sound, the PA02 does not have that much bass texture. However, on the top end, the PA02 has a forward, upper mid-range, and treble, while still sounding natural. But it feels sparklier and more engaging. I think if you want a less warm, energetic variant of the DaVinci, the Pula PA02 might be a good consideration. For me, if money is no object, I would probably still choose the DaVinci over the Pula, as the overall tone is closer to my preference, and the accessories they include can be used for other IEMs in the future. On Distortion, the sound staging is again pretty wide with good imaging, as you are positioned a little bit further, not to a point of being too far away, but a little further so you can hear every instrument present on the recording. The accuracy of the imaging is also quite high, perhaps due to the nature of the balanced armature and the construction of the 02 themselves. As for the musicality, the double pedal is pretty good, with good accentuation and good punch to them. Vocals and guitars have that nice beat to them. Comparing to the closest I am, in the price range I have, the Thin Hi-Fi Doo-Doo, at the 1 minute 30 seconds mark, the separation between vocal and background vocals are slightly more pronounced on the PA02. The Pula PA02 is an interesting set from Pula that costs around $129. The Pula PA02 is a hybrid IEM with 1 dynamic driver and 4 balanced armature. The Pula PA02 came with a rather nice set of accessories, from the cable to the selection of ear tips. The overall sound signature is either U-shaped, bassy, and upper mid-centric. Perhaps compared to the Dunu X Keys Audio DaVinci, the Pula is close but can be slightly unnatural, a little colder and brighter compared to them. As for the ratings, I give the Pula PA02 an A- for tonality and another A- for technicalities. That is it. That is my review of the Pula PA02. Thank you again, Mr. Harmoko, for supporting and providing the unit info review. What do you think of the Pula PA02? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.